Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel and welcome if you are new here. My name is Nicole and this is The Simplistic Home, and this channel is all about simple living, affordable decorating, and thrifting. In today's video, we are going to be continuing on decorating my home. So today we are going to be tackling the living room. I have lots of different textures and patterns and different items that I'm going to be decorating this room with. So I'm super excited to share that with you. If you haven't watched my huge spring decor haul, it was a mix of items that I've thrifted over the last few months and then also some stuff from previous years as well. Be sure to check that out after this video if you want more details on where these pieces came from and things along those lines, because I'm going to be using a lot of those pieces today. So I have already decorated my dining room and my kitchen. So once again, if you haven't watched those videos, be sure to check those out as well if you're wanting to see how I styled those two rooms. But without further ado, let's go ahead and decorate this living room. Okay, so before we get started, I want to show you basically the clean slate we are working with. So over here is not a clean slate because I currently have all of the items we are going to be using. There's a little bit of everything from pillows to florals, signs, things along those lines. So stay tuned to see how all of these will be styled. If you watched my living room tour, then you probably noticed that this is a little different. We do have a basket wall going there now, so I'll get into detail about that once I start decorating. But we have a chair. We're going to be styling our fireplace. As you can see, it's still not finished. We really need to buy tile to put on the inside, but either way, we're going to be decorating that portion. And then over here I have my hall tree. We're going to be decorating the top of that. Also this wall over here, and then I have another accent wall on the other like corner. So anyway, let's go ahead and start decorating. So we're first going to be starting over here by the fireplace, and as you can see, the first thing I have here is a wooden blanket ladder. So this was secondhand to me from a few years ago, and I'm just going to be placing it over here in the corner by the fireplace, and I'm going to be layering a few different pieces. The next piece I'm going to be incorporating is this faux olive tree. So if you're interested in this piece, I can have it linked down below. We actually purchased this after Christmas this year, or last year I guess, and it was a really great find, so, and a really great price as well. And I'm just going to be placing it inside of this thrifted basket. The next item I'm going to be adding to this corner is this tufted chair. So once again, another thrifted piece. I found this about a year and a half ago at a local antique store, and I only purchased it for $27.50. It is one of my favorite finds to date. And on the chair, I'm just going to be placing this ivory knit blanket and this striped pillow. I love how all these pieces came together, and I really like the look of the blanket and the pillow on the chair. I think it just gives this area a really lived-in feel and just adds a little bit of brightness to it as well, since the ladder and the chair and the tree are all kind of dark and kind of just tucked away in this corner. I just wanted to add a little bit of color to it just to bring some life to this area. Next up is going to be the fireplace mantle. So I'm just going to be using a variety of items just to style on the mantle. So our mantle is actually not very wide, so I can't put a ton on there, nor do I really want to, because I do like to decorate with a less is more approach, if you will. So I'm just going to be using a few items like this wicker charger. It's actually like a wall basket, and then also a wooden bud vase along with a little piece of greenery that I took off of a plant that I have. So I'm just going to be placing those on the left side of the mantle, And then on the right side, I'm going to be using that mini hearth and hand plant that I showed you recently, and it was only $4.99 from Target. So if you're interested in that piece, I can have it linked down below as well. And on the bottom here, I'm just going to be adding this wicker log holder just to kind of fill in the space on the bottom since we haven't finished tiling the inside yet. And overall, this is how this section of the room has turned out. So like I said, I do really love a simplistic approach when it comes to decorating. I truly believe less is more, especially when you have a lot of texture in an area. I think that you don't have to have a lot of stuff. So anyway, this is this area, and I'm very pleased with how it turned out. Moving on to the next area is going to be the hall tree. So again, I have a few items that I'm going to be kind of layering together on the top. So as you can see, I have some plants. I also have another wicker charger and some books. I also have a vase and some candles and candlesticks as well that I'm going to be using. So again, just going to be layering in these pieces and kind of give it a less is more look, especially on top of the hall tree, because I don't want a lot up there, but I do want something that way you can be, you know, your eye kind of just goes to the top and it makes it look a little bit taller. So just wanted to throw that out there. If you have a hall tree, maybe try to decorate the top if it feels a little bare. Now, all of these pieces I am using are thrifted except for the candlesticks. They are actually from TJ Maxx, as you saw. We have had those for probably 3 or 4 years now. One of them was $9.99 and the other was $7.99. But other than that, all of the other items that I am using on the top of the hall tree are thrifted pieces. Once again, I really loved that layered look. I feel like just layering different textures really makes a home feel lived in and just very warm and inviting in my opinion. So if you have some old books laying around or some wicker pieces or even some greenery that you just don't like to use, maybe in a vase or something, you can still just lay those pieces around and it just kind of gives a pop of color and again that lived in feel. So just a tip for you guys. Also some wooden pieces as well, ceramics, really any kind of different textures. It just helps the area pop a little more instead of having everything the same like tone and texture. So just a tip. I also want to mention, if you are interested in this haul tree, I can try to find the link to it. We originally purchased it from Amazon, but I'm not 100% sure they still have it in stock. We've had this for about 3 or 4 years now as well, so just wanted to mention that, but if I can find the link, I will have it linked down below. The next area we are going to be moving to is this little accent wall that we have. It's by the back door. So as you can see here, we already have some baskets on the wall and then the bench on the bottom, but I'm going to be styling a few pieces on the bench. So starting with this blue vase, I have an arrangement of florals inside. So the magnolia flower is actually from Walmart from last year, and then the rest of these florals I've actually thrifted. So that's what those are. And then I also have a few pillows. So this one here is from Walmart. I use this in my fall decor and decided to just keep it out because it is neutral. And then this boho styled one is actually a pillow cover. I can have that link down below. It is originally from Hobby Lobby, and on occasion they will have them 50% off. So if you're interested in that, like I said, I will have it linked down below in the description box. overall, I'm very pleased with how this accent wall turned out. So it is one of my favorites to decorate, and as you can see, it is a little more bold than the rest of the room, but I do think it flows very well, especially with the light wood on the bench. That bench is actually an antique store find from a few years back as well. We paid around $40 for it. And then this accent wall in general was a DIY project that we completed a couple of years ago. So as you can see, we added a board there. We also added some hooks. Those came from Amazon. So if I can find the link to those, I will have it linked down below as well. Moving on to the next accent wall that we have. This one is obviously shiplapped, and I just like to style this differently every single season. So starting with these wall hangers, I also have some ceramic vases that I'm going to be using, some florals. These actually came from Walmart last year for $2.50. I also have some bookends, some books, some candlesticks, just a little bit of everything that I'm going to be using here to style this space. So this again is one of my favorites to style. I absolutely love it. So I hope you are looking forward to seeing how it turns out. But as you can see, I'm sticking with the same lighter pieces. I also like to keep my Bible out on this table, and I keep it open on whatever it is that I'm studying in that like particular time frame. And as you can see, I have another blue vase with the same florals in there as well as the other accent wall, except for in this one I did add a cherry blossom stem, and again that came from Walmart last year. So every season I like to change out what I put in these little wooden boxes. So for Christmas and now for spring, I've just had these little battery operated candles. But for the fall, I like to put pumpkins. Sometimes I put little succulents in there. It kind of just varies, but I do like the way that those turned out every season. Those originally were from Home Goods, but I thrifted them from the Goodwill for $1 each. And then these little frames here, I got these at Hobby Lobby last year when they were half off. I want to say they were around $10 a piece half off. They might have even been a little cheaper than that. I can't remember, but anyway, moving on to this table here. So the console table was a secondhand item as well, and then I'm styling these bookends with the books there. So these books are thrifted. There is a local thrift store that has books 5 for $1. So I like to look for certain textures and colors that go along with my home. And I mentioned this in one of my other Decorate With Me videos, but I like to face my books out. That way you can see the pages, and then you can see a little bit of the color of the binding. So I like that feel. I think it looks a little more lived in than if you were to show like the spine of the book, but that's just my opinion. And also I wanted to mention that those bookends were thrifted as well. Imagine that. I found those at, again, a local thrift store for $2 a piece. Like I had mentioned at the beginning of this video, if you guys have any specific questions or want to know like prices or where certain things came from in this video, the things that I'm decorating with, be sure to check out that spring decor haul, because I give all the details as to where it came from, prices, how long I've had it, just a little bit of everything about it. So I know I didn't go into much detail in this video, but if you are interested, like I said, check out that spring decor haul. last but not least, we are going to be decorating kind of the center of the room, which would be our seating area. So we do have 2 love seats and also a faux leather couch. So I like to keep throw pillows and blankets and just a little bit of coziness on those areas because this is the room that we are in all of the time. So I do like to make it really comfortable for my family and of course our friends and family that come over. So I do want to mention a lot of these pillows and blankets that I'm using in today's video are thrifted. So like that red like boho-ish style pillow, I found that recently at an antique store for $4. Also those 2 navy pillows, those were not thrifted, but I did recently find them from Walmart. They were like $12.50 a piece, and honestly they're pretty good quality for $12.50 a piece. So be sure to check those out. If I can find those, I'll have those linked down below as well. And then that blue floral pillow, that is actually a pillow cover. So I've mentioned this before if you've watched my previous videos. I'm a huge fan of pillow covers. They save a lot of space. I think they also save money. So really great. You can find those on Amazon. They also have them at Hobby Lobby, like I said, and you can get them for 50% off, which makes most of them between like $10 and $15 for the cover. And then also that little striped like lumbar style pillow. I recently bought 2 of those from a friend for $4. They were originally from the Hearth and Hand line, I believe she said, but she was selling them for $2 a piece, and I thought that they would go really good with my living room for my spring decor that I have this year. So just wanted to point that out. But anyway, I just like to layer different style of pillows on my couches, and then I like to have my magazines out. And I also wanted to add a little pop of greenery over here by this love seat just to bring a little more life to this space. I wanted to show you this basket wall and really just dive into what this whole room turned out to look like. But as far as the basket wall goes, it's a variety of baskets, some that I have purchased from a friend, and then a few others that I have found on Facebook Marketplace and thrift stores and whatnot. So I didn't want like a super thick basket wall, if that makes sense. Like I didn't want everything really close together. I really wanted to just kind of spread them out but still make it look nice. So just a tip, if you don't like a full-blown basket wall but you still want to like cover up some space, just kind of separate them out a little bit and style them how you'd like. But like I said, overall, I'm very pleased with how this room turned out. I think everything looks very just cozy and inviting, and I love all the colors and the textures that I used this year. So like I said, a lot of these pieces are thrifted, so I do find these items over time, and it's just crazy how when you thrift things, you kind of notice like you have a specific style and things just kind of jump out at you. So stay tuned for that video. I do have one coming out that is going to be how to know what your style is. So should be really exciting, and I'm looking forward to sharing that with you. But if you guys enjoy all things simple living, affordable decorating, and thrifting, I hope you consider subscribing today because I would love to have you here in this space. If you enjoyed just watching me decorate, or if you enjoy shop with me's and things along those lines, thrift with me's, I love sharing those here on my channel as well. Like I said, be sure to give this video a thumbs up, and don't forget to hit that bell notification. That way you are notified every time I post a new video, because I do have lots more spring content coming out, and I'm super excited to share it with you all. you guys so much for hanging out with me today and watching this video. I hope it gives you some inspiration on how to decorate your house for spring as well. Thank you guys so much for watching, like I said, and I will see you in my next video. Bye guys.